Hello and welcome to this quick revision film about the Institutions and Audiences exam, and in particular we're looking here at regulation and the role of the Press Complaints Commission. Regulation being sort of the laws about newspapers, what they can and can't print and how that's enforced. Right, quickly then, learning intentions, learning to understand the role of the Press Complaints Commission and understand how new media has made it more difficult to regulate news. Now if you want to find out about the PCC, the Press Complaints Commission, the best place to go is their website, so I'll take you there now. Right, so it's pcc.org.uk. Right, what is it then? Well, it's a body of people who come together to form an organisation which sets forward some rules in their code of practice for newspaper editors. So sorry, I've got my kids running around here. I'll just ignore them. The rules for newspapers. So the code of practice here will tell you, and you can download it, the basic rules that newspaper editors have agreed to stick by in this country, in Britain. So, for example, accuracy. They've agreed that the press must take care not to publish inaccurate, misleading or distorted information. So you've got to tell the truth, basically. Right, so this organisation is actually made up of 17 people. You can find them here and in the commission members bit. And so the editors, the newspapers actually pay for this. It's not a government body. It's called self-regulation. So newspapers themselves pay for this body to be set up. So they're all sort of agreeing what should and shouldn't be said in newspapers. What you can do with it then is, if you feel you've been badly treated by a newspaper, then you can complain to this commission. They will investigate it, and basically, if the Press Complaints Commission believe that what you've said is true, that you have a good case, then they'll act on that. They'll uphold the complaint. The newspaper will have to apologise and change the story or print an apology or something like this. So you can see here, can't you, in this bit in the middle, the cases that have been recently resolved. Okay, so this is the way that Britain. In Britain, the press is regulated. Now what you need to do is go and have a look at this website, look at some of the cases. It's quite interesting really, some of it. I haven't really got time to go through it now, but look at some cases. So you've got some specific case studies to look into, or some specific examples. And just make sure you know that you're able to talk about the PCC, the Press Complaints Commission. Okay, right, now moving on then, thinking about new media. Why has new media made it more difficult to regulate news? Well, the thing about new media is it's not organised, is it? So when you're talking about user-generated content on things like YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, and blogging, news being produced this way, there are no institutions or organisations making these things. It's often produced by individuals rather than institutions. So it makes it much more difficult to have a regulatory organisation like the PCC, because what you're going to do, everyone's got to sign up individually to it. It's not going to happen. It's harder to hold people accountable when it's individuals using new media. So a really good example that's important recently, very current, is this idea of super injunctions. Now I'd have a look at that if I was you, and make sure you know what that means. This is where, if usually a celebrity knows that there's a story going to come out about them, if they think it will be harmful to them or to their families or whatever, they can apply through the court, not through the PCC, but legally, for a super injunction which stops the newspaper printing their stories. But now, very often, you've got Twitter being used to get that story out anyway. So, for example, if a footballer's had an affair, they might apply for a super injunction to stop a newspaper printing that. However, new media means it's almost impossible to enforce that, because how are you going to stop people tweeting it and retweeting it? You see what I mean? And you don't know who they are. You've got anonymous users using new media. Okay, so that is about that. Just make sure you've got access to that. There's some information and examples that you might need to use in your exam.